Jets, Jets. What is going on, Jet fans? Welcome back to another episode of the Jets Ward. I am your host, Ryan Ward, and I'm so excited to be back with you guys. It has been a heck of a 4th of July weekend. I hope everybody had an amazing weekend, an amazing day, got to hang out with their families, had barbecues, whatever you do on 4th of July. I hope you had a safe one and enjoyed it. But getting back into it, I got a fun one for you guys in this episode. We are going to be talking about my best still remaining available free agents and the best fits for them, which teams I think they could fit really, really well with leading up into training camp. But before we get into it, if you have been here before, my name is Ryan Ward, and I'm so excited to have you guys back. Welcome back to the Jets Ward. If you are new here, welcome. Whether you're a fan of the Jets or a fan of another team or even just a casual NFL fan, you are always welcome in the Jets Ward, no matter what. We love you here in the Jets Ward. You are always available here. But guys, like I said, I got a fun one for you. We are going to get into the best available free agents and their fits. And the first one, in my opinion, that is the best available at his position or just in general is Za'Darius Smith. Now, I really enjoyed Za'Darius Smith. He is an older player now. He is a veteran. He plays a position where he's making contact on every play at the defensive end position. He's 32 years old. Last year, between the Browns and the Lions, he had a total of 22 solo tackles, 9 sacks, 0 forced fumbles, 0 interceptions. He is a dominant figure on the edge still to this day. Is he a 3-down guy? He's still solid in the run defense, and he's proven he can still get the sacks up there. So I think he is a 3-down D end in this league still. This is probably his last chance to get a bigger contract as a defensive end because he is getting older. He's 32 years old. But where do I see him fitting the best? Well, right now there is a team in the AFC North that is dealing with both of their projected starting edge rushers, Trey Hendrickson, who is holding out for a better contract or just flat out getting out of Cincinnati, and Shamar Stewart, the first-round draft pick they had this year. So both of their starting edge rushers right now are not even showing up to camp or not showing up to anything. I think Za'Darius Smith would come in there and give them some security for a year, and if he plays well, maybe he can earn a bigger contract, more years available. But for right now, this late in the game in free agency, I think a 1-year deal would suffice for him. And I think the best fit for him would be the Cincinnati Bengals because their defense last year was atrocious. And now their best player on the edge position is not even showing up. And the first round draft pick they had not showing up either. So I think Za'Darius Smith would fit perfectly in Cincinnati and give them some stability on that defensive line. Now, continuing on, the number 2 guy, still sticking with the same position, it's Jadeveon Clowney. And Jadeveon Clowney's similar age. He's getting up there as well. He's never been the type of player that we projected him to be coming out of college. This guy who could play every single down. Great pass rusher, 10-plus sacks a season, great in the run game. He's been great in the run game in his career, but the pass rush ability has never really come about. He's had some seasons where he had double-digit sacks, but there were a majority of ones where he did not. Last year was one of them. He had 5.5 sacks, which is pretty good for a Carolina defense that was okay last year. They weren't great, especially on defense. Jadeveon Clowney was released from Carolina this offseason. So he's 32 years old. He's been doing 1-year deals. He did have a 2-year deal with the Carolina Panthers. But majority of his career, he's been doing 1-year deals, bouncing from team to team. He's been on a lot of teams in his career. He had solo tackles. He had 25, 5.5 sacks, 0 forced fumbles, 0 interceptions. I think the best team would be the Eagles. In this part of his career, I think Jadeveon Clowney is going to want to go for a ring. And what better team to go to than the Super Bowl champion Eagles? And they even need an edge rusher right now. They traded Bryce Huff away, who was supposed to be their star, and they don't really have anybody who's going to jump out at you at the edge position as a genuine edge rusher. They have Jordan Davis, and who's projected to be their starting defensive tackle, but they also have another guy that they drafted from the same school. I forget what his name is at this moment. It'll come back to me in a moment. but they don't really have a great edge rusher. I think Jadeveon Clowney would come in and fit perfect for them. So I think the Eagles would want somebody, a veteran, to fill that hole until they find a replacement. Jadeveon Clowney could be that one-year mercenary that you hire to get these jobs done and to create a little bit of stability. Okay? So that's my second top free agent still available. And Jadeveon Clowney, I think, best fits with the Eagles. Continuing on, getting into number 3, we got Keenan Allen. Now, Keenan Allen could fit with a ton of teams. He could fit with the Jets. He could fit with the Steelers. He could fit with the Chargers. He could fit with anybody, really, who's looking for a veteran receiver. Top of his game. Cardinals are another team. But he's 33 years old, just coming off an okay season with the Bears as their third option. He had 70 receptions, 744 yards, 7 touchdowns, 10.6 yards average. And honestly, I think he'd be sitting in at the number 1 receiver if he were to be signed by the Raiders. Pete Carroll loves his bigger receivers, and Keenan Allen's still proving that he could get the most out of what he is at 33 years old. He can still get wide open. He's a possession-type receiver. He can still get those touchdowns when you need him to. And I think Geno Smith would find him the ball. I like Jakobi Meyers, but I've been very vocal about it. I think he is a bottom-tier starting number 1 receiver. I think he's a great number 2, but not a number 1. Keenan Allen could still be your number 1 until you get a younger guy in there. So Keenan Allen, I think the best fit would be the Raiders at this point, giving the Raiders a stable number 1 receiver. Coming into the next one, we are getting into the first lineman on this list and the only lineman. That is Brandon Scherff, the offensive guard from the Jacksonville Jaguars this year. Guy's had a great career. He's been a solid offensive lineman for years and years. And I am honestly shocked that he's still out there on the free agent market. He's 33 years old. He has been dinged up a lot in his career. But overall last year, he was still putting up okay numbers. His PFF average, or his PFF overall grade last year, was a 64.7, which is ranked as an average to starting quality lineman. His PFF grade for passing was 74.5, so he's still holding up really well in the pass game. For running game, though, he declined. He used to be a solid run blocker, but last year he was 57.3. So his weakness in his game is his run blocking, but pass blocking, he's still a solid option. He's a veteran on our offensive line, and I think the best fit for him would be the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is the year that the Steelers are going for it. They got Aaron Rodgers. They got DK Metcalf. They just traded for Jalen Ramsey and Jonnu Smith, even though they get rid of Minkah Fitzpatrick. They have these pieces that they're going to try to win now. The problem with the Pittsburgh Steelers, their offensive line's not the greatest. It's not the best. They have Broderick Jones. They have all these players over there. They have, I forget, Zach Frazier, I think, is the center over there. They have all of these guys, but their line wasn't great last year with Russell Wilson and with Justin Fields behind there. They were on the run a lot. Get somebody in there up the middle, especially for Aaron Rodgers, who's not going to move as well in the pocket as those two quarterbacks that they had last year. I think Brandon Scherff can give you some stability up the middle, especially in the pass game, because you know Aaron Rodgers is going to want to fling it. He's going to want to call his own plays and throw the ball a ton of times. So be ready for that in Pittsburgh. But I think if you're going to try to win it all, you need offensive line help. Brandon Scherff out there could be a great one-year guy for you and give you some stability on that offensive line. And that's the key to this, stability. These players can give a position stability for a year or two before they find that replacement. Or if they drafted a guy, they just don't think he's ready yet. These guys could be that gap filler for you, that stability that you need. So Brandon Scherff is my fourth best free agent still available. Getting into number 5, I got Asante Samuel Jr. I know he's coming off a serious injury last year, coming off a really bad injury, but the workout videos that he's showing, he seems like he's fully healthy. He seems like he's ready to go. He's been the starting cornerback for the Chargers since he was drafted a couple years ago, and he's been solid. He's only 25 years old. He has a ton of upside. He is a guy that can play on the outside, but he can play in the slot as well. You could use him wherever you need him. Again, he was hurt last year, a serious injury, had 11 solo tackles, 0 forced fumbles, 0 interceptions, and 2 passes defended. Is he a top 5 corner in the league? No, but he's serviceable. He is a good player when healthy and when on the field. The best fit, I think, for him, again, would be the Raiders. And the reason for that is their defense wasn't great last year, especially with their pass coverage. Asante Samuel Jr. could step right in and be that number 1 cornerback for them. And I think that would be a big help for them. I think he could go to Vegas and be their premier cornerback. Is he going to be a top 5, top 10? No, but he can be very serviceable for you guys, especially at that young age. And who knows, maybe he can have some breakout seasons and get better and better. Maybe the Raiders are the right place for him. That's where I think the right place for him is. Getting into the 6, I got Julian Blackmon. And I don't think a lot of people are talking much about him. He's the best safety still out on the board, in my opinion. I know Justin Simmons is still out there, but Blackmon is younger. He's 26 years old. Was very solid for the Colts last year. Was a great player on their team. Had 62 solo tackles, 0 forced fumbles, 3 interceptions, and 4 passes deflected. He is a ball-hawking type of safety. He does make his mistakes. He does misread the ball every now and again and can give up big plays. But that's all safeties, really, nowadays. The guy the Jets just signed, Andre Cisco, I love him. But again, for Jacksonville, he was a big ball guy. He was a ball hawk. And there were times where he went for the ball and gave up a big play touchdown to receivers. Blackmon's very similar to that. But I think the best fit for him would be in San Francisco with the 49ers. I think he fits that Robert Saleh type of defense, which is physical. They like to play deep quarters. So I think he fits that. I think he plays really good in zone. He will come up and make tackles if he needs to, but he's a better zone defender. I think Julian Blackmon could be a very good fit for the 49ers in that system. So Julian Blackmon is my 6th best free agent still available, and the best fit for him, in my opinion, is the 49ers. Getting into the next one, I still think he's a top free agent, even though I think he's on the downturn of his career. He has not shown much and hasn't shown the ability to stay healthy either. That is Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper is 31 years old, younger than the other receivers that I've really talked about so far. He had 44 receptions last year, 547 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 12.4 average. He started out with the Browns, and they weren't utilizing him. Jerry Jeudy was having a breakout season for them. He was doing very, very well, and struggled when Deshaun Watson got over there. Since Baker wasn't there, and since then they got Deshaun Watson, the connection between Amari Cooper and him have not been great, and he hasn't been getting that many great plays over there. He gets traded to Buffalo, where everybody thought it was a great place for him, and really came out as a dud. He was hurt most of the time there. He didn't really show much there, and Khalil Shakir and Keon Coleman were taking the brunt of the passes anyway. And Amari Cooper, every now and again, he had a big flash play. But last year, getting from Browns to Buffalo, season was a down year for Amari. He's due for a bounce back year. And I think the best fit for him would be the Pittsburgh Steelers. They need another receiver there as well. And Aaron Rodgers has already been vocal about wanting Amari Cooper to sign with them. So that could be somebody Aaron Rodgers is trying to pick for to get there. And Amari Cooper has the name, and I spelled his name wrong, and I apologize. But Amari Cooper is there, and I think that he really, really fits the Steelers system too. He can do a little run blocking, but he can make still some big plays. It's the health that's the worrisome thing. Can he stay healthy? He's getting older in his career, and it's been a little bit harder for him too. Maybe Pittsburgh could revitalize his career, but I think the Steelers are his best fit, and I'm interested to see when Amari Cooper signs as well. So continuing on, we get into number 8, and that is Gabriel Davis. And honestly, I like Gabriel Davis too. Similar to Amari Cooper, the biggest thing with him is injuries. He didn't play in many games last year, and he's only 26. And he's bounced from Buffalo to Jacksonville, and he had a decent season last year with Jacksonville. This year was not a great year. He dealt with a lot of injuries. He only had 20 receptions, 239 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 11.9 average. Health is the biggest thing with Gabe Davis. And another thing with him as well, he could take over games. He has that ability. He's a physical quick receiver. Health and just disappearing in games is one of the biggest issues with Gabe Davis. And there have been teams who have brought him in for interviews and everything. He just hasn't signed yet. The Steelers, the Giants are another one. I think the Cardinals brought him in as well. There are teams that are interested in him. My best fit for him, I think, would be the Giants. I like Jalen Hyatt. I think he's good. But you have Malik Nabers over there as your stud wide receiver. Give him a good number 2 receiver. Gabe Davis is that when healthy and when he is on his game. I know they got Darius Slayton too, but Darius Slayton even took a step back last year with them. So Gabe Davis, I think, coming in would give them a solid number 2 receiver. So he's a young receiver at this point too, deals with a lot of injuries, but I think when healthy, when right, he could be a top-end wide receiver too. And I think that would be a great compliment to Malik Nabers as well. But right now, he's my 8th ranked free agent available. Getting into the next one, I got Ja'Whaun Bentley. I'm shocked he's not signed either. He's 29 years old. He's an interior type of linebacker, can play Mike backer, can play interior right side, interior left side. He had 7 solo tackles last year, half a sack, 0 forced fumbles, 3 interceptions. And thing is, he dealt with injuries as well last year, but the whole Patriots team was just off. Their coaching wasn't great. Now they have a new head coach in there with Mike Vrabel, and things are going to change, but they released him this offseason. The best place I think he could go to is the Cowboys. They don't have a great Mike backer. They have Jack Sanborn, who's young, but he's unproven still. Ja'Whaun Bentley has proved that he could be successful in this league and be a physical presence at that linebacker factor position. So I think Ja'Whaun Bentley signing a 1-year prove-it deal with the Cowboys would be very beneficial for them because they need help in that linebacking core. They really desperately do, and I think Bentley would be solid for them. But that's my opinion. Getting into the final one, the final free agent that I have on here, I've mentioned him a lot, is DJ Chark. Similar to Amari Cooper and Gabe Davis. He's injured a lot of the time. But when he is healthy, he's a formidable presence out there. He's a bigger receiver, a good possession guy, but with great speed as well. He signed with the Chargers last year, and he was hurt. He had 4 receptions, 31 yards, 1 touchdown, 7.8 average. He was hurt last year. I think he needs another team to go there and prove that he can still be a legit receiver too in this league. And I think the Cardinals would be that perfect spot for them. They have Marvin Harrison Jr., they have Trey McBride, but they don't have that really good number 2 option. I think DJ Chark needs someplace like that where he can go and prove that he's still got it, that he can still do this game to the top of his ability and hang with a lot of these other players that are in the league. So DJ Chark, I really still believe in him, and I really want him to succeed. I think the best place for him would be the Arizona Cardinals to get that next step, to find himself again and be the receiver that I think he can be. But guys, that is all of my free agents, the best available free agents that I think are still available, the top 10 in my opinion. And you might disagree. You could give me your comments down below. Let me know if you think I missed anybody, if you think that I put anybody on here that should not have been. If you think I ranked some people too hard or too high, let me know. I would love to hear from you guys down in the comments. And again, thank you guys so much for joining me in the JETS Jets Ward. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next one.